Welcome to everyone to Sauce Gaming. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video once again. And it's been a couple of days since everyone at Raven returned to work from the holidays, and their communications have built some mixed feelings with the community right now. So, with the quote-unquote fix to the broken dual-wheel double-barrel shotguns, the upcoming fixes that they're going to make to the game, and the sort of confusing statement regarding the aim-down sight speed adjustments that they plan on implementing on all Warzone weapons, there's been a somewhat overlooked note amongst these communication threads, and it says, "We will be toning down what is often referred to as visual recoil on Vanguard assault rifles." So, visual recoil has nothing to do with the actual recoil pattern that a weapon has. It is pretty much the sort of the visual shake that each weapon has as you are shooting it. So it seems that Raven are looking into this visual recoil because for some reason, this seems to be something that probably turns players away from using Vanguard weapons. So we're going to talk about that today on this video and run some tests here to see which weapons are going to be sort of tweaked with this visual recoil change. Now, before we get into the testing, I want to know which Vanguard weapons you would like to see buffed in regards to their visual kick, and I'll put those down in the comment section down below. We'll see if those match up with my thoughts at the end of the video. But let's talk about this change because this could very well shift the meta, and I wanted to do some testing before said change happened, so I would have sort of a before and after to give you all an update, once these changes actually happen. Now, I wanted to also give you a possible heads up to which Vanguard assault rifles might surface in the meta due to these changes taking effect. Of course, being this a recoil related topic, it is undoubtedly something we're going to cover here on the channel. So, we ran some basic tests here on all assault rifles because it seems that Raven is only going to focus on the assault rifles for Vanguard. And we looked at the base visual recoil first, of course. We then built the weapons out with pretty much all the best recoil control attachments. This is very easy to do. Just pretty much look at the bar stats that you have below each weapon as you're building them in the gunsmith, and you can pretty much find the sort of the best recoil attachments. But we observed how they sort of compared one against the other, specifically with some Cold War and Modern Warfare weapons. I tried to look for weapons that had similar recoil patterns and similar fire rates to kind of place those together and see if the visual kick is as bad as it seems that Raven is sort of needing to address them. So, while running the tests and not really noticing much of a difference, I remembered the magazine types that affect recoil control, and I went ahead and gave those a try because I remembered how much the STG-44 bounces when you use the .30 Russian short magazines. So I was able to find a more compelling reason to address some visual effects that are caused by these magazine types, and this being likely due to the fact that pretty much everyone uses the magazine that helps in recoil control, and so the rest of the magazines don't really get much love. So I can imagine that maybe Raven's thought process is that if they are able to get people to use these magazines, which hit harder and maybe have different pros to them, they can get people to be using these magazines, have a more varied sort of loot pool there, and sort of the skill gap also increases because you're getting more recoil, which means you have to get used to a different recoil pattern. In most cases, a more difficult recoil pattern, not in all of them, unfortunately. But this does actually change things up with the weapon builds, and so variety could come potentially with the visual kick of these magazine types maybe being adjusted a little bit. So it makes sense in that sense, and that could be the reason why Raven is looking into this visual kick. So, with all that said, the weapons that were observed as potentially receiving visual recoil adjustments would be the STG-44, the NZ-41, the Volkssturmgewehr, the AS-44, and potentially the bar when you're using the iron sights. Because once you add a sight to it, or an optic to it, then it pretty much loses all that visual kick that it has with iron sights. Now, regarding which weapons you should level up first to sort of enjoy the easiest weapon to use, I would recommend the STG-44 and the Volkssturmgewehr, as these have pretty much solid fire rates, easy recoil patterns, and big magazine sizes. So those would pretty much be the I guess the most the easiest weapons you could level up and then enjoy for a while. However, the NZ41, the AS44, and the bar all have higher skill gaps, but we'll have to wait to see if maybe any change that does happen, if it does happen, increases their popularity overall. However, at this point, I want to know your thoughts on the upcoming visual recoil changes. Are they necessary in your opinion? Will they interest you in Vanguard weapons a little bit more? And whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comment section down below. I'll go ahead and check those out, and I'll keep those in mind for the upcoming updates video for whenever these changes actually do happen. And that is going to conclude our updates on what is going to happen to recoil in Warzone Pacific. Now, until the next one, I do recommend you check out the STG44 recoil breakdown video up here, as well as the whole recoil breakdown playlist, which I'll leave at the end of the video if you want to click on it, so you can stay updated with the best long-range builds for every Vanguard weapon. They are coming out little by little. If you do have any weapon you would like to see sooner than all others, let me know in the comment section down below over on one of those videos, or you can leave it down on this one. Thank you so much if you did reach the end of the video. If you enjoyed it, then definitely click on the like button and subscribe to watch all the regulars for Sauce Time Gaming. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, and throughout that day, please always remember Sauce Time Gaming.